All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm gonna say Kahalaim La Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakwadash. The bonus to our apostles, our teachers, make great millstone, peace and salutations onto the Lord's election. All right, and the Lord's election has been given garments to wear. All right, to the wedding, and here it is. You know, there is many out there, or some I should say out there, that are coming to the wedding empty-handed, bearing no gifts, and are not wearing the proper attire, man. All right, for the wedding. So I want to look at the word etiquette, right? Because here it is. You know, before you go to a wedding, right? There's a dress code you gotta keep, man. There's a dress code. There's a there's a dress code. There's a invitation that you gotta have, right? You gotta be invited. You gotta show up wearing a certain type of attire, and you know, you gotta be presentable. You know, and you gotta fit the theme. You know, and here it is. The Lord told you many are called, few are chosen. So this is the word for etiquette, right? It says prescribed behavior. Prescribed behavior, label or ticket. It says the sense development in French, perhaps from small cars. It says instructions on how to behave properly at court. That's a French word known as etiquette, right? Behavior instructions for one's behavior, right? So here it is. Many of our people that find out about the truth about being Israelites and everything, right? They're being bid to the marriage, but they're coming in here naked. All right, they're coming to the Lord naked, empty-handed, without an invitation, and without proper behavior or etiquette at this here wedding. All right, so it says Matthew 22 and verse 1. It says, "And Yahushua answered and spake unto them again by parables." Keyword by parables. And said, "The kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, right? And sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. The Lord said he went to his own received him not, right? So here it is. The Christian would say, "Oh, well, he went to the other nations. He went to the other nations." No, it's not how it goes. All right. Now it says he bid, sent for his servants to call them, the prophets of the Lord, his servants, to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. Again, he sent other servants, saying, "Tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen, my fatlings are killed, and all these things are ready. Come on to the marriage." But they made light of it. That's your people. Your people made light of this marriage, and they went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. They go to the world. All right. They go to the white man, they go to the heathens. You know, they go to live their lives, right? One goes to his farm, another goes to his merchandise. One goes to college and becomes whatever he wants to do. One nigga becomes Cat Williams, you know. That's how your people are. They don't care about no truth. They don't care about no wedding of the supper, marriage supper of the lamb. They don't care about that. All right. The scripture say the fool has said in his heart that there is no power. They know that they're Israelites. These people know. They know. All these guys know. Tyrese knows. Everybody knows. All them niggas know. All these guys know. But do they care? No, because they're not the elect. Only the elect are gonna care. All right. Like the NBA said, NBA cares. Well, only the elect is gonna care about this truth because they're the only ones that's rhythmically inclined, if you will, to hear this song. Scripture say no man can learn that song, Revelation 14,
except the 144,000 which are redeemed from the earth. That's the only ones that can learn that song. All right, and their what do you call I'm trying to find a word. Their audience, if you will, which is the 1/3. All right, the believers. All right, because you have the believers, which are the 1/3. But it says so they made light of it and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully and slew them. And when the king heard thereof, he was wroth. All right, and he sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burnt up their city. All right, the Lord, the King, the Most High. All right, he's gonna be wroth with his people, send for his armies, the armies of heaven, and destroy those murderers and burn up their city. Yeah, you're gonna go down with America. All right, you're gonna go down with America. This is your city. This is your rest over here. Most of your people, this is their rest. All right. So it said Matthew 22:8, and says, then saith he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which are bidden were not worthy. Most of our people are not worthy. Matthew the 10th chapter, it says, go and inquire who is worthy and bid them to the marriage supper of the Lamb, or inquire who's worthy and go and find the worthy ones. Bring me fruit meat for repentance. That we said. All right, bring me any straggler niggas. You examine them and you present. The scriptures tell you that the Apostle Paul, he said, he present that we may present every man blameless in the Lord Yahushua, that we may present every man as a chaste virgin to the Lord Yahushua. So who is they going to present? The elect to the Lord. The men of the Lord is going to fish. They're going to fish. The net is cast to the sea, right? And they're going to fish and they're going to find the greatest fish. And they're the ones going to be presented before the Lord in white clothes and white garments and white raiment, and all unworthy, undesirable niggas, whistless snipes, and all these other niggas, all these moles and all these false prophet niggas, all of them are clothed are found naked. All of them are found naked before the Lord, man. All right. All these Jesus guys, all these hell doctrine dudes, all these new covenant guys. You may have a good heart but look, the Lord is looking at the spirit, man. You may have a good intention and all that, but at the end of the day, the Lord told you there's one faith, one baptism. Because they're just lost. They're not of the election, so they're just gonna fall by the wayside. Even though they might be cool people, whatever the case may be, but it's not about that. It's about who the Lord chose from the foundation of the world. You know what I mean? So going on, it says Matthew 22 and verse 8. Right, the wedding is ready, but they which are bidden were not worthy. Go therefore into the highways, and as many they shall find bid to the marriage. And so those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both good and bad. And the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw that there was a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he said unto him, friend, how camest thou in not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Friend, how camest into my wedding with none on? All right, no wedding garment. You ain't gonna go to the wedding butt ass naked. All right. Likewise, you're not gonna come into this thing with you're not gonna go into the wedding of the Lord without the proper apparel. The Lord told you he'll punish them that are clothed in strange apparel, right? All right. Anyone that comes to the wedding without an invitation, without a proper attire on, you know what I'm saying, without any clothes on, what was the Lord gonna do? The Lord will cast them out, unprofitable servants, man. All right. They're gonna be left here with their daddy, the devil, pursuing to John 8:44. You are your father, the devil, lust your father, he would do. Right here it is. This is gonna happen with these different lukewarm guys, these different manslayers, stealers, abusers of the Most High's grace and mercy, his heritage, abusers of his heritage. All right. All these dudes that have left truth, turn their back on the Lord. All right. So it goes on to say, friend, how camest thou hither not having on a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, bind them hand and foot, take them away, and cast them out into utter darkness. And there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many are called, few are chosen. Now, with that being said, you're not gonna come into the wedding into your friend. You're not gonna come into your mama or your daughter's wedding. You ain't gonna go to your brother's wedding butt ass naked. You ain't gonna do that. So our people, they're gonna learn to stop playing with the Lord, man. They're gonna learn to stop playing with the Most High, man. Okay, they're gonna learn to stop playing with the Lord. This is the wedding, marriage supper of the Lamb right here, man. This truth. Scripture say you eat unworthily. The Lord say you bring yourself damnation. All right, you're supposed to take this thing seriously. This is supposed to be you're supposed to be devout about this thing, man. You're supposed to be dedicated, and you're supposed to be all the way in, even to the death. That's how. If you're not ready to die about this thing, you're not ready about this. You're really not. You shouldn't even be out there teaching. Okay, so a lot of these guys out there, they're just out there winging it. Some of the just up there with the camera, and look, bro, this is life or death right here, man. This ain't no bullshit. This ain't no like. This is why we're not looking for members and oh, hey, brother, come in there. Because most of these dudes ain't really about this, man. Are you gonna find out that most of these guys that comes up Israelites, they're not really about this. They don't understand who they're serving. Okay, they don't understand who they serving and what word they're handling, man. This is the Lord's word, man. This is the Lord's precious jewels, man. Okay, this is the Lord's precious jewels. So here it is. People looking for numbers. Oh, why y'all ain't got to look, man? If you ain't ready, to do this, to die about this, you ain't gonna do the work with brothers like ourselves. You ain't gonna do. Look, you gonna have to show yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to prove yourself, bro. At the end of the day, man, look, we don't need fucking numbers and all this other shit. We need real men, bro. The Lord said, "Bring me fruit meat for repentance. Bring me the best, man." And if it's one or two, that's what He said. I'm gonna say one or two of a city, man, and bring them into Zion. I'll search Jerusalem with candles, and bring them into my sanctuary, man. You know what I mean? So, friend, why comes thou hither having no wedding garment? How dare you come to my wedding butt ass naked? How would you feel if some nigga came to your wedding butt ass naked, drunk as hell, slurring his words and shit? Yeah, like wedding crashes, like Owen Wilson. Niggas come in the wedding all butt. But this is what your people do, man. They come into the wedding all butt ass naked, tie hanging out the, freaking hairdo all over the place and shit. Hey brother, I'm an Israelite. Teaching all kind of false doctrines, Jesus and this and that, and hell, and look, being a nigga to their brothers, stealing from them. Here it is. How many of these dudes have stole from each other, call themselves Israelites, been popping each other's women? You know what I'm saying? Doing whatever they want to do on the Sabbath day, just being weirdos, man. Just lying on each other. But here it is. They call themselves. They name the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai. You see, Scripture say if a man would name the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, let him depart from iniquity. Right? Real quick, name the name. Let him depart from. See, it's this is why. Hence, why the word etiquette. Because that will go into one's manner of life, right? Does the script say, let your conversation be only as becoming the gospel? Philippians 1:27, you know. So it says, 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 19, it says, nevertheless, the foundation of the Most High stand sure, having this seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his. Okay, this brings to mind John the 6th chapter. All right, because he said in the 63rd verse, 64th verse, he says, some of you that believe not. For Yahushua knew from the beginning who were they that believe not and who should betray him. All right. So he knew who had on the wedding garments and who was out there butt ass naked. All right. He knew, look, man, look, we see it too, like, man, these dudes are fucking lukewarm, man. These dudes ain't even about this. These dudes are going to sell out to Esau pretty soon. Look, we can see it. We can see it. That's why we call it out. That's why we see it before shit happens. Look, man, this nigga's a favor-seeking asshole nigga type. He ain't really a real brother like that. And boom, man, ended up happening, man. Dude, look. This because the Lord give us insights on things, man. The Lord told you you're going to discern Malachi 3:18. You're going to turn around and discern between him that serve the Lord and him that serve him not. All right. You're gonna be given the eye salve to see things, man. This dude right here, this dude's full of shit right here, man. You know, look, the Lord was able to read spirits, man. He said the greater things, the things that you see me do, you're gonna do greater than that, man. So here it is. What do you think what do you think the Lord set you up to do? To judge the spirits, man. To judge the earth, to judge, the nations, Esau, your own people. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. The Lord lets us see the insights on certain things that man, look, bro, this dude, nah, nope, nope, nope. This dude ain't got his wedding garments on. We can just see it. And then boom, and the Lord ends up making it happen. But anyways, um, it says John 6:64. But there are some of you that believe not, for Yahushua knew from the beginning who are they that believe not, who should betray him. All right. So 2 Timothy 2:19, nevertheless, the foundation of the Most High standeth sure, having this seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his, and let everyone that nameth the name of the Lord Yahushua depart from iniquity. But in a great house, there are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also wood and earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. All right. So in a great house, the house of Israel is a great house, with the greatest people on the earth, but also the greatest niggas on the earth, man. Also the greatest demons, okay, also inhabit the house of Israel, you know. So that's Second Timothy 2:19. So back in Matthew 22 and verse 12, house, and he said unto him, friend, how comes down in hither, not having on a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Now look at this word. Look at a few words here. Garment, which says endima. Endima, I think that's how I pronounce it in the Greek. Let me see. Endima, yeah, endima. Strong 1742. It says endima, garment, raiment, cloak, outer garment. Yep. So where's this? What's the word I want to see here? How come is in here that having not on a wedding garment? Oh yeah, wedding. I'll look at the word wedding. I see what it says for wedding. Yeah, gamos says gamos, wedding. It says wedding, marriage festival, wedding banquet, wedding feast, marriage, matrimony. Yeah, the marriage of the Lord with His election, with His woman, right? So, at the end of the day, all right, many are called, few chosen, and in this wedding of ours or of the Lord's, there are many that have come in this thing without a garment, man. All right, they come in there without any etiquette or without any understanding, if you will. So that's a dangerous thing. It says in Jeremiah 40, what's that, 48? It says, cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully. Cursed be he that hold back his sword from blood. I think 48 and 10. Yeah, cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Right, because at the end of the day, the Lord told you about deceitful workers, and those would be them that have that come in this thing with nakedness, man. But naked, man. Looking like Mowgli. You can't come in this thing with like Mowgli, like the Jungle Boy. You gotta put on the glorious garments, man, of salvation. All right, which will comprise you know what I'm saying, brotherly love, affection, you know what I'm saying, a hot, fervent love for the truth, the obsession for the truth, you know, a warrior-like mentality, a ruling class mindset, you know, a never say die attitude. All right. These are things that comprise that armor, that them garments, the fruits of the spirit, which the Lord spoke about in Galatians the 5th chapter. But Proverbs 4 and 23, it says, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. That's right. And our people are about to find out that they've been playing with the Lord's word, man.
which is life itself. You know. Okay, so 2 Corinthians 11, and what is this right here? Is this the one? Yeah, deceitful workers. Yeah, 2 Corinthians 11 and verse 2 Corinthians 11, verse 10, it says, and as the truth of Yahushua is in me, no man shall stop me of this boasting in the regions of Achaia. Wherefore, because I love you not, the Most High knoweth. But what I do, that I would do, that I may cut off occasion from them which desire occasion, that wherein they glory, they may be found as we are. For such as false apostles, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Yahushua. So the Lord told you that in Titus, the first chapter, that many the circumcision whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses. These are deceitful workers, man, transforming themselves into the apostles of Yahushua. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. See, because they come, many unto you saying, Lord, Lord. The Lord said, He gonna depart, tell them, depart from me. I know you not, you workers of iniquity, deceitful workers. You see, they have not on a wedding garment. They had not on the covering. The true doctrine of the Lord. The true spirit of the Lord Yahushua. Because you could know the names of the Lord, and you could, you could act like you're cool and all this, but is the love of the Lord Yahushua really spread abroad in your heart too? Because there's different things that the Lord is looking at. Not just you knowing some scriptures, but also you applying them. You being a brother. All right, you. These are all things that, because you got to be the complete package, and that's part of you having on them wedding garments. You got to be the complete package. Because Lord told you charity covers a multitude of sins, man. All right, there's a lot of different things that the Lord is looking at. Charity, your work, your heart. You're looking at the heart, as it says in 1 Samuel 16:7. You're looking at the heart, because He's gonna save men that are of a good spirit, man, that are of a clean, contrite spirit, that hold the word of the Lord in a pure conscience. All right, because there's one thing about knowing, there's another thing about applying. Because here it is, when you go to the school, right? When you go to the school, they tell you about applied theory and practical, right? Because there's some that you could theorize, right? But you got to actually put it into play, and a lot of shit that in Esau's world, a lot of his shit is just theories and whatever. That's you 2/3 niggas. That's you crept in unawares. You're not really applying or putting forth that theory into play, which ultimately would be you knowing the scriptures, but you're not really doing them. All right, scriptures say, be a hearer of the word, be a doer of the word, not a hearer only. Deceiving your own selves. All right, so this is the book of Acts chapter 19, verse 11. And the Most High wrought special miracles by the hand of the Apostle Paul, so that from his body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs or aprons, and the disease departed from them, and the evil spirits went out of them. So the Apostle Paul was a miracle worker and a healer. All right, just like the rest of the apostles, they were doing mighty acts. But 13 verse. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, the wanderers, the word vagabond means a wanderer. All right. It's going to speak about a wandering stars, clouds that could hold no water. Jude, the first chapter. That would be those that have not on a wedding garment, man. That would be those that walk around butt ass naked like Mowgli. All right. Without the covering of the Lord, man. That's most of our people. Most of our people are out there butt ass naked, man. All right. It says exorcists took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits in the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, we adjure you by Yahushua whom Paul preached. And there were 7 sons of one Sceva, a Jew, and chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushua I know, and Paul I know, but who are you? You see, because the spirits know who is who. You see, the spirit, the demons on the left hand side, they understand who's the Lord with. They understand that's why them demons end up overcoming these different individuals out there, that they're not covered with that covering, with the cloak of the Lord, man, with the wonderful garments of the Heavenly Father. See, the spirits might attack you or whatever if you're in truth, you're doing the right thing, but they won't overwhelm you. They can't overwhelm you. Matter of fact, you got power over them. Luke the 10th chapter tell you that in the 16th verse.
It said, I give you power to tread upon serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. All right. The devils are subject unto you through my name. They work for the Lord. So they really work for us at the end of the day. They're just on the left hand side, doing what they're doing. But stirring up the pot and working on the minds of men and working on the minds of Esau, Edom, the wicked elite, and all that. But at the end of the day, they're not really a threat, to us. They're a threat to you wicked evil niggas, but they're not really a threat to the true believers because the spirits are really subject onto you through the Lord's name. All right. He said, I give you power over them, man. So, anyways, that's why they knew who the Apostle Paul was. They were, look, this is the Apostle Paul right here. We can't play with the Apostle Paul. We'll play with these other niggas, vagabond Jews. They're over there taking on the name of the Lord without the garment, without the clothing, without the spirit, without the true invitation into this thing, man. You see? Now, anyways, it goes on to say, 16 verse, and the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so they fled out the house naked and wounded. See, when them demons end up fucking you up, all right, this was physical. They actually literally got on the dude and ended up smashing him up and leaving him naked and wounded, right? And he had to flee up out the house, butt ass nigga, But here it is, in the spirit, same thing happens, today. Here it is. You come in here, you come in the truth, you bite off more than you could chew. You call yourself these great guys, great names you put on yourselves, and oh yeah, I'm this one, I'm that one, the great holy one, and the other ones, you get yourself a little following, people start looking at you and shit, and then boom, you don't end up finish the building. As it says in Luke the 14th chapter, and it says what? He that intended to build, count out the cost. They that began to see him began to mock him, because he had not sufficiency to finish it, right? So that's why I told you count the cost, because once you put your hand to this plow, you can't look back. There's no finishing, there's no leaving and coming back and doing all this disappearing and shit. There's none of that. The Lord told you, you look, man, you better consider what you involved in, who you serving, man. All right, because you won't come into this wedding, and you better have the invitation, you better have the garments, you better have the you know what I'm saying, the proper etiquette and attire at this wedding, so on and so forth. So if not, you'll get fucked up. All right. If not, your ass will get dealt with, because you're dealing with great powers here. All right. Beyond one's comprehension. It says in Sirach 3:23, it says, more things are showed unto thee than men understand, man. All right. So you've been given a great gift, man. A great gift. And that's why it says, cursed be he that were doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully. And in Jeremiah 48:10. And so again, 2 Corinthians the 11th chapter, we read, it said what? Deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of the Lord, man. Saying that, oh, well, we're this great, this one, that one. There's many have come and gone. Many have come and gone, man. Transforming themselves into men of the Lord. Oh, yeah, we're this, we're that, t-shirt and fringes and guns, and you got a lot of examples. A lot of examples. Boy, you got examples upon examples of dudes out there just winging it, going about to establish their own righteousness, just lukewarm, just coming out there whenever they want. Look, you in the service of the Lord, man. And our people gonna learn to they're gonna find out, they're gonna stop playing with the Lord. Okay, you ain't gonna go into somebody's wedding and fucking disrespect their wedding, man. All right, you ain't gonna go up there to your cousin's wedding, go out there butt ass naked and shit, unless you a dumbass, you ain't got no sense. Your daughter's wedding, you will go up there and walk her down the aisle butt naked. That's how your people treat this truth, man. That's how your people treat this truth, bro. All right, and that's why most of them gonna fucking die. All right, most of you came into this thing to fucking die. All right. You didn't look, the Lord told you, many are called, but few are chosen. Why did he say these things, man? All right. Why did he make these statements? All right. You think this Lord just playing around? He just wanted to diddle his thumbs. He had nothing to do in the ancient world. He was just writing stuff. No, the Lord spoke. And when he spoke, things happened, man. People died, bro. All right. Spirits got checked, man. Demons was cast out, and people were healed, brought back from the dead. So here it is, when things are said, by the Lord, they hold weight, man. All right. So Psalms 52 and verse 2, it said, thy tongue deceiveth, devising mischief like a sharp razor, they work deceitfully. That's right. They're working deceitfully. So when it comes to this, the Lord told you have a pure heart. If not, the Lord will find you out. It says in second the Sirach 1 and 30, it says the Lord will be not hypocrite in the sight of men. For the Lord cast you down in the midst of the congregation, because y'all came as not in the truth to the fear of the Lord. But the heart is full of what? Deceit. So you have many deceitful workers out there, man, amongst the circumcision, amongst them that know that they're Israelites. That's why it says 1 Peter 4 and 17. All right. Judgment will start at the house of the Most High first. All right. So when the man was fighting with the evil spirits fucked his ass up and left him naked outside, man, wounded. And say 17 verse. All right. Acts 19 and 17. And this was known to all the Jews and Greeks also dwelling at Ephesus, and fear fell on them all. And the name of the Lord Yahushua was magnified. See, when you see these people dropping dead, and when you see that the Lord start bringing more swift judgments on these different Israelites out there, your family members start suffering and shit like that. The Lord's about to bring a squeeze to these people, man. All right, see, because right now everything's cool, Christmas, Halloween, and all this other bullshit. Your life is cool. You could go around talking your shit and being niggas and mocking the Israelites, mocking the prophets, and just ignoring them. That's enough for you to get killed, anyways. Just ignoring the word. The Lord told you, he that hear it not you, hear that hear you, hear it me, and he that despises you, despises him that sent you. All right. So that's enough in and of itself. The Lord said he that believe not is condemned already. Because at the end of the day, unbeknownst to you, to use, you belong to the Lord. Unbeknownst to use. All right. Even if you are the 2/3 or whatever, you still belong to the Most High, his son. You know, but the Lord has hardened most of your necks so that you would not believe. He said an evil spirit of unbelief amongst you, right? That you would not believe. But even though you're not going to believe, the Lord you're still an Israelite. You still belong to the Lord. So you still are still bound by this word, man. So that's why you're going to be judged out of this word, man. You know. But anyways, it says this was known to all the Jews and the Greeks dwelling in Ephesus, and fear fell on them all, and the name of the Lord was magnified. And many that believed came and confessed and showed their deeds. All right, and these that came and confessed, these were men with the garments on, man, that acknowledged their sins. You know. Because the Lord told you, he that say he had no sin, make the Lord a liar. And the truth is not in him. You see, you gotta be a real. See, to be in this truth, you gotta be real. There's a lot of fakes out there. A lot of just, yeah, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this. Look, at the end of the day, when you really come down to it, when you really get down to it, you're not real, bro. You gotta be real about this thing, man. You gotta be real with yourself. You gotta be real with others. You gotta be real with your brothers. You know, you gotta stop putting on the mask and shit. And just be real. Just be yourself. Just bear it all. The Lord said, "What? Rent your heart, not your garments." Right before the Lord, man. Because see, every one of us has to come before the judgment seat, man. You know, and atone or answer for what we have done in the body, whether it be good or whether it be bad. You know. So that's why I said charity comes multitude of sins. That's why I said the Lord has is just power that weighs the good and the bad. You know, at the end of the day, you know, the Lord's gonna cover his election, but hey, the many of yous out there that are walking around naked and full of shame, hey, there's not much for you to for you to do, you know, except hey, live your life in America and wait for the kingdom to come, because the only ones that's going to make it up out of here are those that clothed with these white garments, with this pure word, man. All right, with the spirit of the Lord Yahushua. All right. So it goes on to say, 2 Corinthians chapter actually, oh no. I should have read Genesis 3rd chapter. Let me read that first. Genesis 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Now the serpent is the white man. The serpent ain't no creature. We're walking around looking like a snake. No, the white man is a serpent. So-called white man Esau. It says, which the Lord power had made, which back then wasn't called Esau, right, until it came about. Just like we weren't called Israelites back then, we was called sons of God.
They were just the sons of the wicked, you know. But it goes on to say, he said unto the woman, that the serpent, and going to the woman, she's the weaker vessel. Yeah, had the Most High said, "You shall not eat of every tree of the garden." See, that's subtlety. That's subtlety. That's a game he plays, just like he does today. Oh, yeah, we're gonna give you a raise. We're gonna take care of y'all. We're gonna give y'all housing and shit. Subtlety. It's bullshit. It's just always bullshit. Oh yeah, we'll give you a raise eventually. We'll make you a supervisor, manager. Nigga never makes it. Like it's just we're gonna give you reparations. We'll never give you reparations. Equality. I'll give you equality. No equality. You know. So it says, second verse, and a woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the tree of the fruit which is in the midst thereof of the garden, the Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For the Most High doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened. That's subtlety, all right? That's half truths. That's what a nigga does. He tells you half truths. He don't give you 100%. That's what Esau does. Esau's a liar. That's why he said, John 8:44, from the beginning. This is from the beginning, right here, the lie, right? So it goes on to say, and he shall be as the Most High's, as gods. It's like as gods. You should be as gods, knowing both good and evil, because a God knows both good and evil. Can't be a God without balance. A God has to know both good and evil. So 6th verse, and when a woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave unto her husband with her, and she did eat. Now, this is not a literal tree, all right? It's figurative, all right? So you could understand it in the human form, So it says, in the eyes of them that were both opened, and they knew that they were naked. They knew that they were naked, and they sew figs leaves together and made themselves apron. Now, why did they know they were naked? Because they was committing sins. They was being wicked. They disobeyed, all right, which the Lord told you, 1 Samuel 15:23, sin, disobedience is sin of witchcraft, right? So that was a sin of witchcraft. That was disobedience to the Lord, right? So they was found naked, meaning they didn't have the covering of the Lord anymore. They didn't have them garments on. But now, see, through the fall of Adam, the first form father, will tell you in Wisdom of Solomon in the 10th chapter, tells you about the first form father of Adam. The spirit of wisdom preserved him and went down with him into the pit. Well, this is starting from here. This is starting from right here. So from here comes the fall of man, right? So it says through the womb we all die, but through the serpent and his subtlety, right? And through this so-called white man, through this devil, through the spiritual demon Satan, which is working on the left-hand side to bring about confusion. But here it is, the Lord brought about the truth at the end to cover his elect with the garments of salvation, of the truth. That's why the Lord said, of the truth, you should know the truth set you free, right? You're going to put on his garments, and you're going to be clothed with impenetrable force fields against the wickedness and shit, that's why the Lord said, put on the whole armor, that you may withstand the wiles of the devil. So, you may be able to stand in the evil day. But see, most of our people that come into this wedding, their asses are not covered with them garments, man. They don't put on the whole armor. And in order to put on the whole armor, one must take the bitter as well as the good. One must suffer, as it says in Acts 14:22. It said what? Exhorting the disciples that through much tribulation must enter into the kingdom, confirming the souls of the disciples, I should say, confirming the souls of the disciples, that through much tribulation must enter the kingdom. Why does it say confirming? Because you got to be proven. You got to go through that fire in order for your garments to be pure and white, man. You gotta continue with the Lord his sufferings, pursuing the Luke the 22nd chapter and 28th verse. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations. Once you continue with the Lord and his temptations, your garment is made whiter and whiter. You're made purer and purer, and the Lord puts on more force on that thing, man. So anyway, it says Jeremiah 14:10, cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keep back his sword from blood, right? So the majority of our people are deceitful workers, man. All right, that's why I told you in Jeremiah the 9th chapter, an assembly of treacherous men. Jeremiah said, I would rather have a lodging place in the wilderness than to dwell amongst these niggas, amongst these people, man.
Cause here it is, they're deceitful workers, man. Most of them, most of our people, man. They don't know the love of the Lord Yahushua. They're not real men. All right, they're not stand up guys with a good heart and shit like that. You know, most of them are deceitful workers out there. You know, professing the name of the Lord, and that's why the Lord is not going to save the majority of our people, man. That's why, because at the end of the day, you're not good guys. Most of you dudes are not good guys. You call yourselves Israelites and shit like that. At the end of the day, you're raven and wolves. That's why Lord, the Apostle Paul said, "What? Upon my departing, grievous wolves shall enter in, not sparing the flock." Why did he just say, "Hey, man, all of our people are good, and you know they're gonna, you know, once I leave, once the apostle Paul goes, right? Why did he say, hey, man, everything's gonna be cool, and you know, a bunch of other guys gonna come in, they're gonna take care of y'all? No. He didn't say that. He said, upon my departing, grievous wolves shall come in and not spare the flock. Why is that? Because your people are full of fucking treacherous niggas. You know? Exactly why, man. Exactly why. So Jeremiah, Genesis 3 and 7, for the eyes of them who were opened, the eyes of both of them were opened once they ate of the fruit, right? Tree of knowledge of good and evil. Once they partook of Esau's way, right? That they knew not. So like their eyes were opened and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig trees leaves together and made themselves apron. Now, once you know you're naked, you know shame, right? Because sin brings about shame. So the Adam and Eve was full of shame, sin. They were naked. They wasn't clothed no more with the Lord's protection, their garments, the white, the purity. They were no longer pure. Now you're defiled. Because what? They were unbelieving. Because they had believed, they would continue. They would say, no, rebuke the devil and flee from me. But no, it was all written this way for it to finally come to its crescendo now at the end, you know, about to enter into the year 2025, you know, damn near at the end, you know, we're at the end, we're at the end of the end, you know, the Lord could come at any time. You know, the Lord could come once this micro C hip and World War III pops off, the Lord will be here, man. But we're waiting on these few last things to happen, you know, before the Lord returns. Because here it is, he sent back his word. He sent the apostles, the prophets, you know, he sent his comforter, his spirit. All right, so what's next? The truth. It says what? The end, the deliverance, because it says what? This gospel shall be preached onto the ends of the world, right? And then the end shall come. So it says Psalm 139:22, I hate them with perfect hatred, and I count them my enemies. That's right. That's you evil niggas, you deceitful workers. The Lord, he said he count your enemies, all right? Not just the other nations, but no. The main enemies are of our own people, man. Those are the main enemies. Those that walk around here butt naked, man, showing themselves like Mowgli, you know, with no garments on in the wedding, with no etiquette or manners while they eating. The scripture say while they feast themselves. Matter of fact, let's get that Jude. You know, the book of Jude has come up quite a bit, you know, as of late, because the book of Jude says a lot, you know, in one chapter. Okay, the book of Jude 1, I think it's 10 verse. It says, but these speak evil of things which they know not, and what no they know naturally as brute beasts, and those things they corrupt themselves, right? Having not on the garment. Woe unto them, for they are gone in the way of Cain, the murderer of his brother. The Lord said, if you love not brother in your heart, you're a murderer, right? And the truth is not in them. And ran greedily after the heir of Balaam for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah. Korah was one of the niggas without a garment on, because he was coming up against Moses. Moses had the garment on. Korah and them did not. Korah date the Abraham. Korah. No, my bad. That's Daniel. Korah and what are the other two niggas? There's Numbers the 16th chapter. I'm not gonna go to it, but Korah and the rest of his company. I forget the other dudes. Not important, not really important, you know, but 12 verse. It says, these are spots in your feasts of charity. When they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear, clouds that are without water, you know, cared about winds, meaning every doctrine, you know, trees whose fruit withereth, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots. Why does it say twice dead? Because you came to the truth and you was alive, but then you died again when you left, or you changed up the doctrine, or the scripture tell you met or not with them that's given to change. Here it is. You took your hand out the plow. You didn't defend the gospel. You know what I'm saying? You sold out. You changed the names. Indeed, that's when you become twice dead, plucked up by the roots. What roots? Romans the 11th chapter. It says what? Boast not against the branches, except what? Thou bear the root. Here it is. A lot of these guys that have left the truth, they end up boasting against the branches. Now they got to bear the root. Who's the root? The Lord Yahweh Shai. They gotta face the final boss. They gotta face the final boss, man. Okay, because they boasted against the branches, man. You know. So now what? They got to bear the root. So those are them two twice dead niggas that are plucked up by the roots. That's why I call them zombies. A zombie is twice dead. He died already, and then he came back to life and died again. Yeah. Yeah, no works in a year. That's right. That's right. Lord told you. It's better they have not known the way of righteousness than for them to turn from the holy commandment that's delivered unto them. All right. Because you've been given none but riches. This is riches, man. And here it is. What the scripture say, what is an envious man going to do with money? All right. He does evil to himself. Envious, jealous, evil, demonic nigga. What is he going to do with this money? See, when you deal with this word, right, this is the new world coming into fruition. This is like the new world. This is before it comes, the Lord's giving you the prophecies, giving you the mysteries and all this. So what is an envious man going to do with money? What is he going to do with these riches? He's going to multiply it and give it to the Lord when he comes upon with usury. Or what is he gonna do? He's gonna sit on it, gonna shit on it, fart on it, just go about, do all kind of nastiness with the Lord's word, with the Lord's good graces and his mercy that he's extended, his knowledge, he uses it to get women. Here it is. This is look, bro. Look, man, I ain't gonna mention dude's name, but here I told you, I told bro, hey, look, man, stop using the Lord's name for women and all this shit. Look, it's the little things, man. You see it in Jake, man. You see it. Here it is. They're using this thing for pootie tang. They're using this thing for clout. They're using this thing for merchandise selling. Look, when the Lord seen them niggas selling in merchandise father's house, it came on there and started whipping their asses, man. Yeah, look, man. You had Judas Maccabeus, Matthias, man. Men that put niggas to death, man, for fucking with the Lord, for slew man upon the altar, man. All right. These are the men that the Lord put on them garments on, man. Men that defended this word, man, with their lives, hazarded their lives for this thing. All right. So those are the only ones that's really gonna be up there ruling with the Lord, dealing with his inheritance, man. You see, governing the earth, right, shoulder to shoulder with the Lord, as joint heirs. I tell you in Psalms the 2nd chapter, and Romans 8. So that's why the Lord said, "Bring me fruit meat for repentance," because these are my brothers. These are my joint heirs, man. And see, many of you are being found out to be none but niggas, none but charlatans and actors, man. You're not really the precious jewels of the Lord, man. You're just wood, hay, and stubble. Again, as it said in 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, it said what? In a great house, there's vessels onto gold and silver, and also, matter of fact, let's read it. I don't want to butcher it. In the great house, read it again. Let's go back again. Vessels is great. There's a great house. There's vessels unto honor, and some to dishonor. Like Saul. Saul was a vessel to dishonor. The nigga Saul was a vessel to dishonor, man. All right. Yes, he was a nigga. All right. That's why the house of David was the righteous, and the house of Saul was the niggas, which most of our people belong to the house of Saul. So 2 Timothy, my bad, and verse 20. But in a great house, there are not only vessels of gold and silver that will be the elect, but also of wood and earth, and some to honor, some to dishonor. Also of wood and earth, that's most of our people, wood and earth that are made to be destroyed. All right, I tell you in Ezekiel, the 21st chapter. All right, the people will be what? Fuel for the fire. That's you, no garment, but naked niggas. Fuel for the fire. Let's get that. Ezekiel, the 21st chapter. In the 32nd verse, it says, "Thou shalt be fuel to the fire, and thy blood shall be in the midst of the land. Thou shalt no more be remembered, for I, the Lord, has spoken it." Yeah, because why the Lord said you shall no more be remembered? Because These are the type of dudes that everybody loves in the world. Everybody praises and oh yeah, great. Nobody's gonna remember you niggas no more. All right. The Lord's gonna blot out your remembrance. He said he's gonna blot out your name for the book of life, ain't gonna blot out you from amongst the land of the living, you know. So that's the swift judgment of the most high. All right. Because he said the idols of Egypt shall shake at his presence in Isaiah the 19th chapter. You know, here it is, a nigga that became American Idol. He became idols in America. They became the new guys. Jake has become the poster boys for wickedness all over the place. When you think about evil, you think about a nigga like Kanye West or one of these guys, Jay Nostrils. You know, here it is. They're the ones that niggas think about. The white man is irrelevant in America. The only thing he does is cut the check. Jake is the one that's the leader of the culture, man, of wickedness. Whether that be in a church, whether that be in a goddamn booth, whether that be on the football field, wherever it be. But Jake is the number one. And just the same as it was in the Roman Empire. That's why when you see in the Gladiator 2 movie, Denzel was the main character, man. Oh, and he was the main wicked one. You know? The nigga Denzel was the main evil one. He was the main evil one. He was the one that was doing all the dirt. He the one that turned the two little emperors against each other and killed them. The man even went and killed the dude's mama and shit. You see, that's how evil a nigga has become. You know, because the root of evil is up in his heart, man. If he's not clothed with the garments of the Lord, he's covered with the garments of Rome. He's trying to be the emperor. You know, so that's a good watch. That's a good watch. The second Gladiator. It's not as good as the first, but still a decent watch. You know, because you got your man Denzel, the preacher. He's covered in strange apparel, man. And you know what the Lord said about them that's covered in strange apparel, man. All right, let's get that Zephaniah. Strange apparel. Punish them that are covered, Zephaniah 1 and verse 7. And hold thy peace at the presence of the Lord Almighty, for the day of the Lord is at hand. For the Lord had prepared a sacrifice and he had bid his guests. Matthew the 22nd chapter. Right? Friend, why comest thou in hither, having not on a garment? Lord said he sent his servants out to bid them to the marriage supper of the Lamb. Right? So it says, Zephaniah 1 and 7, the Lord had prepared a sacrifice. He had bid his guests. Where's the sacrifice? Isaiah 63rd chapter. He had prepared a sacrifice in Basra, in the land of Edom. We're in the land of Edom right now, behind enemy lands, where the Lord is about to prepare a sacrifice, where he's going to fulfill Ezekiel the 21st chapter, the 32nd verse. The people shall be a fuel for the fire. Right? That's the sacrifice. And he had bid his guests. Who is the guests? The elect. He bid them to the marriage supper of the Lamb. And the others were not worthy. So it says 8th verse. And it shall come to pass, Zephaniah 1 and 8, that the day of the Lord's sacrifice, that I will punish the princes. That's our people. And the king's children, that's our people. And such as are clothed in strange apparel, that's our people. All right. I'm gonna punish you for all your iniquity. Only you have I known all the families of the earth. Amos 3 and 2. Only you have I known, therefore I will punish you for your iniquity. Yes, I'm gonna fuck this white man up too. He gonna get caught up in the fire because he's a devil. He don't give a damn about Esau. Esau is just a whooping stick. That's all. If he goes, he goes. If he dies, he dies. It don't matter. He's gonna go up in the fire because he got to pay for his sins too. But the main targets are you 2/3 niggas? Are you tribes? 12 tribes all here. All right. And all of them have heard about the truth. All of them heard about the truth. All of them heard about the truth. They all heard about the fact that they're Israelites. They all rejected it. So what the Lord gonna do is turn it back on them when the time comes. He's gonna turn it back on them because the majority of them have rejected these garments, which ultimately in the spirit the Lord rejected them. But for a matter of speaking, you know, this is how we say it, you know. But it's all predestined anyways, pursuing Ephesians the 1st chapter, man. But let me read this here. Numbers 16. There, yeah, Korah date to Abraham. Yeah, there you go. Korah date to Abraham. Yep. Speak unto the congregation, saying, go up front about the tabernacle of Korah date to Abraham. Yep. Yeah, Korah date to Abraham. So these were the niggas that came up against Moses, which they had no garments. They had no garments on. So they're not of the election. All right. They're the type of dudes that come up against the truth today. You know, change of the doctrine. We're in the new covenant. You know, y'all gonna burn in hell unless you call on Jesus. You know, and all this other shit. All right. So these are the same guys that speak evil of dignities, that pervert the gospel of Yahushua,
so on and so forth. So these would be called naked guys. All right, naked and afraid. You know, who's the dude that does the show Naked and Afraid? I don't remember. What's that guy's name? Season 15. They're on season 15. God damn. Naked and Afraid. Who is this? Who is the dude from that show? Why is it not popping up, man? Why it's not popping up? Yeah, they're out there on survivor mode, you know. But anyways, it's not important. First Timothy chapter. Oh no. 2 Corinthians 5 and verse 1. It says, "For we know this, that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of the Most High, a house which is not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. For in this we groan, earnestly, desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven." Clothed. See, we have a part of the clothing, you know, but the Lord has to give us the whole thing, man. You know, that's why it says we see through a glass darkly. You know, we see through a glass darkly. But when the Lord comes, we shall see him as he is, 1 John 3. And we shall be like him. We shall see him as he is, we shall be like him. You know, desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven. Oh, and by the way, another proof that you're gonna be changed is the Lord said you can't see him, the Most High, and live. So here it is, you know, you're gonna see the Lord in his glory because you're gonna be like him, you know, so you're gonna be able to withstand in his presence. That's why he said you're gonna dwell amongst the children of Israel and this and that, right? So you're gonna be like him, you're gonna give you the powers to be just like him. You know, obviously not as powerful as the Lord, because he's the one, but you know, you're gonna be the, you know, you're gonna be up there, brother. You're gonna be up there, man. You know, rubbing shoulders with the anointed, man. All right. So, anyways, third verse. If so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked as others. It says, "For we that are in this tabernacle do groan," and in the body, in the flesh. Right? You're in this house, the bodeg, the body. All right. So it says, "Being burdened, not for that we would be unclothed, but being clothed upon that mortality might be swallowed up of life." As it says in the 15th chapter, 1 Corinthians 15. It says death has been abolished as the final enemy, right? Now, that mortality might be swallowed up of life. Fifth verse. "Now he that have wrought us for the same self thing is the Most High, who also had given us the earnest of the Spirit. Therefore, we are always confident, knowing that whilst we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord. For we walk by faith, not by sight." The scripture said, "Just shall live by faith." For we are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body, to be present with the Lord. Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of the Lord Yahweh. Now, some gonna come in there with the garment on of righteousness, and some gonna come with their butt ass naked, you know, and that's gonna be the determining factors. One of the determining factors for the Lord to have mercy upon you, man. You're gonna see you with that garment on. Why are you coming into the wedding with that garment on, man? You know, and the Lord gonna say, "Oh, depart from me, you workers of iniquity." Because where's your garment? Where's your RSVP? Where's your invitation to my wedding, man? Why are you coming in here all drunk and smell like dookie, man? You're coming in here just all over the place. The Lord told you, you gotta reform your hearts, man. You know, the scripture say you must be born again. A man cannot enter into the kingdom except he be born. That's what he told Nicodemus, John the Baptist. He said, "Look, you gotta be born again." John the 3rd chapter. One must be born again. So you're gonna come into my wedding, my kingdom, born again, man, through the Spirit. So it goes on to say, "For we must all appear before the judgment seat of the Lord Yahweh, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that which he have done, whether it be good or bad. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord," 2 Corinthians 5:11, "we persuade men." Knowing that the Lord is an austere power that's a consuming fire, Deuteronomy 4:24, a jealous God, even a consuming fire. We persuade men. You understand who you're dealing with, who you're working with, who you're working on the behalf of, whose wedding you're a part of. You're not going to goddamn Tom Brady wedding. You're not going to your uncle fucking wedding where he married some hooker. You're going to the wedding of the marriage supper of the Lamb, man. That's where you're in. That's whose wedding you intended, man. You know. So it goes on to say,
We commend not our therefore we know the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. And we know we are made manifest unto the Most High, and our trust also are made manifest in your conscience. All right. So for we commend not ourselves again unto you, but give you occasion to glory on our behalf, that we may have somewhat to answer them which glory in appearance and not in heart. For whether we beside ourselves, it is to the Most High, or whether we be sober, it is for your cause. Now, the point is in the 11th verse, right? That I trust also are made manifest in your conscience. Now, First Timothy chapter 3 and verse 9, it says, holding the mystery of the faith in a pure conscience, and let these also first be proved. Then let him use the office of a deacon, being found blameless. Oh, the spirit, the deacon, right? So you have the deacon from the Genesis, right? Which this guy is one of them dudes that has not on a garment, man. All right, this guy is butt ass naked out there. All right, the deacon himself. All right, this is a guy who's holding the truth of the Lord without a pure conscience, man. He's one of the examples. Well, but the spirit, just had him come to mind, which there are many of them. His man Hassad too. This dude has no fear of the Lord, man. And this dude is just a little streamer guy, that learned a couple of scriptures. This dude's not a prophet of the Lord, man. Because dude has no understanding with the lineup and everything. Look, man, look, the proof is in the pudding, man. The scriptures say the elect shall not be deceived. This guy is deceived. These guys are totally deceived, man. These guys are totally deceived. T-shirt fringes, taking fucking Cash App donations, wearing hats every time they teach. Look, man, these guys are out of there. These guys are not. If they are of the election, they're going to repent, and the Lord may have mercy. But look, it's not looking good for them, man. Right now, they don't have no garment on, man. Yes, some will repent, some will. The Lord have mercy on who have mercy. But right now, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, man. It's not looking good for yous. All right. You're in the wedding looking weird, man. You're in the wedding with long hair on, looking crazy. All right. So let's see here. Romans 8:17. And if children, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, if so be that we suffer with him, we may also be glorified together. That's right. So Philippians chapter 1, verse 27. Only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Hamashiach, that whether I come and see you or else be absent, I may hear of your affairs. Again, that's why I did that lesson earlier about you brothers that are increasing in the spirit. See, that we may hear of your affairs, and that ye may stand fast in one spirit, with one mind, striving together for the faith of the gospel, and in nothing terrified by your adversaries, which to them are evident token of perdition, but to you salvation and that of the Most High. See, you got men that are appointed to perdition, right? Which is an evident token to them, a lack of faith, fearfulness, false doctrines, lukewarmness, if that's a word. You could see it. Scripture say the tree, evil tree bringing not forth good fruit. Matthew the 7th chapter, right? A corrupt tree cannot bring forth good fruit, and therefore it's hewn, cast down to the fire. See, there's many trees that's getting ready to get cast into that fire, man. What's fire? The lake of fire that's coming on the scene. That's coming quickly. That day is coming quickly, man. The day of the Lord's wrath. That's that lake of fire, man. Which many are going to be a partaker of, man. All right, teaching all this madness that they're teaching and being niggers. All right, niggards at the table. It says 29 verse. For unto you it is given the behalf of the Lord Yahushua, not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake. Ye are they which have continued with me in his temptation. As it says in Acts the 5th chapter, the disciples, meaning apostles, eventually apostles, were what? Rejoicing that they were able to catch hell for the Lord's sake, to suffer reproach for his name. We read Acts 5:30 on down, all the way down to the end, man. All right. It speaks about them suffering for the Lord, how shall I say, and they said they rejoiced that they was able to suffer for the Lord. That means that the Lord is dealing with us because we suffer for his sake. That's an evident token. All right. Not only to believe on him is it given to you, but also to suffer for his sake. Having the same conflict which you see in me, now here to be in me. Now, let's look at the word conversation in the 27th verse. Let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Hamashiach, right? Let's look at the word conversation. It says pol. I ain't even gonna try to pronounce that Greek word. Politimoi. I don't know how you say it, but anyways, it says to be a citizen, to administer civil affairs, manage the state, to make or create a citizen, to behave as a citizen of what? The kingdom. To avail oneself or recognize the laws, to conduct oneself as pledged to some law of life. What law? The perfect law of liberty. All right, which we've been called into. The Lord said, use not your liberty as a cloak of maliciousness. All right. So here it is. As it says, 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, what manner of men are you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, right? So this will be your conversation, your chase conversation, right? Let's get that too. Your chase conversation. Let's quicker this way. Matter of fact, chase conversation. Coupled with fear. 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter, yep. And it says, the first verse, it says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to our own husbands. We are the wife of the Lord, Yahushua. All right. So it applies the same thing. That if any obey not the word, they may also without be won by the conversation of wives. While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. That's the same chaste, that's the same etiquette or conversation as here in Philippians 1:27. Same thing. All right. As I said, priest upon priest, line upon line, here a little, there a little. So whilst they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, this is your chaste conversation, which you're going to have to keep in order to enter into the wedding. You have to present your documents. You got to present your invitation. You got to present. You got to come in there with the dress, the right proper attire. You can't come in there with shorts on, booty shorts, half of your cheeks sticking out. You know, hairdo, the pick in your hair and shit. You know, looking all weird and shit. You gotta come in there, you know, nicely groomed. You know, you gotta come in there smelling good. All right. Present it as a chaste virgin to a Lord Yahushua, right? Okay. So I said Revelation 3 and verse 1. This is unto the angel of the church of Sardis, right? These things saith he unto the 7 spirits of the Most High and the 7 stars. I know thy works, and thou hast a name that thou livest and art dead. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die. For I have not found thy works perfect before the Most High. Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore shalt thou not watch, I will come unto thee as a thief, and thou shalt know not what hour I will come upon thee. Thou hast a few names even in Sardis, which have not defiled their garments. Hold on. Thou hast a few names in Sardis. In Sardis, there was only a few men that was right. Right? I guarantee you there was plenty of guys in there, you know, plenty of men, plenty of, you know, that knew, but the Lord said there was a few men in Sardis that what have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white, for they are worthy. All right. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. These are they which are bidden to the marriage supper of the Lamb. Matthew 22 and 12. How, friend, how comest thou in hither having not on a wedding garment? He was speechless. Right? So he that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white. Revelation 3 and 5. And I will not blot out his name out the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels, because these are the men that's confessing them before men, his name before the world. You know, they have not denied the Lord. Okay, so it says 6th verse. He that had the ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches. And to the angel of the church of Philadelphia, right? These things saith he that's holy, he that is true, he that had the key of David, and he that opened it and no man shut it, and shut it and no man can open. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Behold, hey, your man Nathaniel the 7, you know, hey, he has denied the name, you know, and him and his organization. So they're guilty of the blood of Yahweh Shai, man. So they don't have the garments on, you know. So it says, 8th verse. I know that works. Behold, I have set before the open door, no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and has kept my word, has not defiled my name, denied my name. So like,
9th verse. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews. There's niggas, all right, and also could be applied to the white man, twofold. But they say are Jews and are not, and do lie. But behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. That's the time of the microcyhip, the time of Jacob's trouble, the time of great persecutions, the time of famine, wars, rumors of wars, World War III, so on and so forth. So it says, him that overcometh, I'll make a pillar. Oh no, 11th verse. Behold, I come quickly, hold fast that which thou hast, that no man take that crown. Yep. 12th verse. And him that overcometh, will I make a pillar in the temple of my God. He shall go out no more. And I will write upon him the name of my God and the name of my city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which is coming down out of heaven from my God. And I'll write upon him a new name, a new rank. A new, because you ain't gonna be going by this, the earthly world and the earthly names, and you're gonna get an upgrade, man. An upgrade, a much needed upgrade. Job, the 14th chapter. All the days of my appointed time will I wait until my change comes. An upgrade. It says, he that had the ear, let him hear what the Spirit say unto the churches. 14th verse. And unto the angel of the church of Laodiceans, write these things, saith the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of the Most High. I know that works. Church of Laodiceans. The Laodiceans were neither hot nor cold, like many of you today. You're not hot, you're not cold. You're kind of in the middle. I mean, you're kind of all right. You're kind of cool. You do certain things here and there. You kind of look the part. You got the beard, and you're kind of cool somewhat. You're cool to be around and whatnot. But you're not really on fire. You're not hot. You don't know the scriptures. You're not really serving the Lord. You're kind of dragging your feet. Same thing. Nothing new under the sun, right? I know that works. Thou art neither hot nor cold. I would that you were hot or cold. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither hot nor cold, I'll spew out of my mouth. James 1:8. It says, the double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I don't need any unstable men around me, man. I don't need no weak men. Like, just say, I can't follow no weak men. Hey, look, man, you can't have a double-minded man around you. You're gonna get you killed. All right. That's why Moses and them, they told, hey, look, man, you're afraid, go back to your woman, go back to the house. Because you're gonna permeate the fear is gonna permeate amongst the rest of the troops. It's gonna drag them around. You can't. Look, man. In order to prosper, y'all gotta have the same mind. That's why it says in Ephesians 4, one faith, one baptism, man. The 5th verse, one faith, one baptism. Because at the end of the day, y'all have to speak the same thing and show all the same diligence as the Apostle Paul said, that you all show the same diligence, man. So, anyways, it says, because thou neither hot nor cold, spew out of my mouth, because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods and have need of nothing. That's why I tell you in Proverbs, the 30th chapter, giving neither poverty nor riches, lest I be full and deny thee. And many have denied the Lord. Many are full. Their bellies are full. So it goes on to say, and knowest not that thou art wretched, miserable, poor, and blind, and naked. Miserable, poor, blind, and naked. That should be all them that have not these garments. They have not the wedding RSVP. They have not VIPs in the wedding. They have not being cordially invited by the Lord. They just showed up like wedding crashers, like Owen Wilson, and Vince Vaughn, They just popped up there to crash the wedding, with none clothing on, So it says 18th verse, I counsel thee to buy me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, white raiment, and that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thy eyes with eyesight that thou mayest see. So in order for you to be one of the prophets of the Lord, you got to be a seer, man. You got to see things, because where there's no vision, the people fail, man. That's why the Lord told you, Isaiah 62:6, I've set watchmen on the walls of Jerusalem that never hold their peace. Those watchmen must have vision, man, in order to lead the flock, because the sheep are blind, man. Like the sister said, blind.
They're blind. Goddamn, they're blind. They don't know what's going on. You're the ones that had to lead them to the promised land, make them, like Moses. Moses was the one that was leading them, man. You know, Caleb, Joseph, Joshua, right? These were leaders of the people, man. Men with vision, all right, seers. So, anyways, it says that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thy eyes with eye salve that thou mayest see. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten, and be zealous therefore and repent. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. And if any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come unto him, and I will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcometh, I will grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I overcame. Even as I overcame, how did he overcome? He had to overcome death, man. He had to be raised up on the third day, and go back into the heaven, and then eventually come back the same way, you know. And I'm set down with my Father in his throne at the right hand. And he that had the ear, let him hear what the Spirit said to the churches. All right. So Revelation 16 and verse 15. It says, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Lest he walk naked and he seen his shame. Again, going back to Genesis 3 and 7, the eyes of them were both opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. Right. They were full of sin. They were not clothed with the garments, which ultimately is the exemption from said judgments. Okay, so it says Amos chapter 2 and verse 4. Thus saith the Lord, power for 3 transgressions of Judah, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have despised the law of the Lord, and have not kept his commandments, and their lies caused them to err after the which their fathers have walked. I will send a fire upon Judah, and it shall devour the palaces of Jerusalem. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Israel, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. That's northern and southern kingdom. Judah would represent the southern, and Israel the north. Israel also being called Ephraim, Joseph, the tribe of Joseph, right? Because the Lord deals with the 2 kingdoms, right? The 2 witnesses. Now, anyway, it says, and I will turn away the punishment thereof, because they sold the righteous for silver, right? That's why it says in Hebrews 11:38, the world was not worthy of the man of the Lord, the righteous. Because what did they do? They sold you for silver and the poor for a pair of shoes. Here it is, they did that, Genesis 37 chapter, to their own brother, Joseph, man. Okay? When he came and told him, look, man, look, I had the dream with the coats and all that, right? So anyways, they know, man, this nigga Joseph can't rule over us. We got to sell him to the Hamites, sell him to the Egyptians, But see, the Lord was with him, But anyways, story for another day. 7 verse. That pant after the dust of the earth on the head of the poor, and turn aside the way of the meek. And a man and his father will go into the same maid to profane my holy name. Yep. They're swingers. Jake is a swinger. A man and his father will deal with the same maid, same woman, to profane my holy name. Yeah, man, that's your people. 8 verse. And they lay themselves down upon clothes laid to pledge by every altar, and they drink the wine of the condemned in the house of their God. They drink the wine of the condemned, meaning false prophets. They believe every false way. The Lord said, through that precept I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. Psalms 119, right? I forget where it is. Psalms 119 has like 100 some verses in it. It's probably like the longest chapter up in there. But anyways, Amos 2 and verse 9, it says, yet I destroyed the Amorite before them, whose height was like the height of the cedars. He was strong as the oaks, yet I destroyed his fruit from above and his roots from beneath. That's what the Lord did for our people. He destroyed these nations that was mightier than us, right? As I brought you up from the land of Egypt and led you 40 years through the wilderness to possess the land of the Amorite, and I raised up your sons for prophets, and your young men for Nazarites, pure, right? Nazarites would go back to being pure, white. It is not even thus, O ye children of Israel, said the Lord, but ye gave the Nazarites wine to drink, and commanded the prophets, saying, prophesy not. Behold, I am pressed under you, as a cart is pressed that is full of sheaves. Therefore the flight shall perish from the swift, and the strong shall not strengthen his force. Neither shall the mighty deliver himself.
That's right. The Lord said he'll break many mighty men in pieces in Job 32nd chapter and set others in their stead. All right. So the strong shall not the strength of his force, neither shall the mighty deliver himself. Neither shall he stand that handleth the bow, and he that is swift of foot shall not deliver himself. Neither shall he that rideth the horse deliver himself. And he that is courageous amongst the mighty shall flee away naked in that day, just like Acts the 8th chapter. No, the 19th chapter, my bad. Just like Acts the 19th chapter, in the 16th verse, right? And the man whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out the house naked and wounded. Right. Amos 2:16, it says, and he that is courageous amongst the mighty shall flee away naked in that day, saith the Lord. Right. Because the Lord is gonna break down all you tough guy niggas and all you macho man Randy Savage dudes and all the tough guy BMF gangster niggas. See, the only ones gonna remain are the elect of the Lord, the spiritual, the ones that clothed in this with these garments, man. You know, the ones that have been suffering, continuing with the Lord his temptations, man. All right, them will the Lord bring through the fire that He's gonna bring. You know. So Ezekiel 23:25, and I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee. They shall take away thy nose and thy ears, so like it, and thy remnant shall fall by the sword. They shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured by the fire. They shall that residue shall be devoured by the fire. They shall also strip thee of thy clothes and take away thy fair jewels. Strip thee out thy clothes. Yep. That's what the nations will do to you. That's what has happened to you. They have seen your shame. All right, because the Lord has punished his woman, his people. But he bid them to return. He bid his election to return, his woman to return, clothed in beautiful garments. That's what he said in Ezekiel the 16th chapter. He said, I put a chain around your neck. You know, I found you polluting your blood. I cleaned you up. I gave you the greatest garments. You know, when you read the whole chapter, it's a long chapter. You know, long chapter, Ezekiel the 16th chapter. But anyways, it says the 27th verse. Thus I'll make thy lewdness to cease from thee, that whoredom, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Egypt, so that thou shalt not lift up thy eyes unto them, nor remember Egypt anymore. For thus said the Lord power, behold, I will deliver thee into the hand of them whom thou hatest, and into the hand of them whom thy mind was alienated. And they shall deal with thee hatefully, that's the white man and the nations, and shall take away all thy labor, and shall leave thee naked and bare, with no covering. That's until the Lord brought you back to men. That's the only covering for the elect of your people in this time, who the Lord's going to rebuild the kingdom with, you know. So says the nakedness of thy whoredoms shall be discovered, both thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. And I will do these things unto thee, because thou hast gone a whoring after the heathen, and because thou art polluted with their idols. Thou hast walked in the way of thy sister. Therefore I will give her into the cup of thy hand. Thus saith the Lord power, thou shalt drink of thy sister's cup deep and large. Thou shalt, you're going to get the 7-Eleven, the big one. Get the big, extra big gulp. You're going to get the extra big size, and that's what you're going to drink. You know, that's what, and then ultimately that's what Esau gonna have, the double that size. Because here it is, the Lord say he's gonna have double for his transgressions. You know, you're gonna get the big gulp. It says you're gonna take the sister's cup deep and large. Thou shalt be laughed to scorn and had in derision and contented much. Thus shalt be filled with drunkenness and sorrow, with the cup of astonishment and desolation, with the cup of thy sister Samaria, the heathens. That's why the Lord cursed out the woman at the well, because she was a Samaritan, a whore. A whore. You had 5 husbands. How many husbands you had, ho? All right. You came up there talking about we worship the Lord. The Lord told you, you know not what you worship, man. For salvation is of the Jews. You're not a Jew. You're a Samaritan. You're a damn demon, whatever you were. You're from that land. You're from there. You're a heathen. You ain't of ours, of us. You don't know what you worship. As he said, because the true worshipers shall worship the Spirit and truth, the Father in spirit and truth. You know. So, anyways, it says, they shall drink it and suck it out, and thou shalt break the shreds thereof and pluck off thy own breast, for I have spoken it, said the Lord power. Therefore, thus said the Lord power, because thou hast forgotten me and cast me behind thy back, therefore bear thou also thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. All right. Go ahead and bear your whoredoms and your lewdness. All right, go to your lovers. They're gonna help you. All right, they'll help you. I don't know you. That's why the Lord told you, I don't know you. Depart from me, you that work iniquity. I don't know you, good. I don't know you, dudes, man. You're not hot for me. You're not fervent lovers. Okay, you're not real. You don't have the garments on. You're not really brotherly to each other. You claim you love me, but you don't really love me. You won't forgive your brothers. You won't acknowledge them. You look down on the little ones. You know, yeah, this is how you are, man, as a people. That's why the Lord didn't deal with everybody in the ancient world, just like He's not dealing with everybody today. You know. So it says Ezekiel 18:4, behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also is the Son of mine, of the Son mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. But if a man be just and do that which is lawful and right, and have not eaten upon the mountains, neither have lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, neither have defiled his neighbor's wife, neither have come near to a menstruous woman, and have not oppressed any, but have restored the debtors his pledge, have spoiled none by violence, have given his bread to the hungry, and have covered the naked with a garment. See, the righteous are covering the naked with a garment, meaning what? They're putting the truth back on these people, man. They're putting the word back on Jacob. They're putting the sinews back on the people. How did the Lord breathe this breath into these people? By the prophets, by the servants of prophets, Hosea 12:10. All right, multiply visions and similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. Here, the Lord's mouthpiece. There you go. And here it is, they're bringing forth more fruit, meat for repentance. You know. So it goes on to say, and have covered the naked with a garment. He that have not given forth upon usury, neither have taken any increase, that have withdrawn his hand from iniquity, and have executed true judgment between man and man, and have walked in my statutes, and have kept my judgments to deal truly. He is just, and he shall surely live, said the Lord power. All right. 2 Edges 2 and verse, this is the RSV version too. 2 Edges 2 and verse, this is a revised standard version. This I didn't know they had the apocrypha on here, but I clicked on it to see what it would say. And it says, 2 Edges 2 and 33, I has received a commandment from the Lord on Mount Horeb to go to Israel. And when I came to them, they rejected me and refused the Lord's commandment. Therefore I said to you, O nations that hear and understand, await your shepherd. He will give you everlasting rest, because he who will come at the end of the age is close at hand. Be ready for the rewards of the kingdom, because the eternal light will shine upon you forevermore. Flee from the shadow of this age, and the KJV says the shadow of this world. Right? Flee from the shadow of this age. That's the white man's age. All right. Receive the joy of your glory. I will publicly call on my Savior to witness. And it says, I testify my Savior openly in KJV. Receive what the Lord has entrusted to you and be joyful, and give thanks to him who has called you to the heavenly kingdom. Rise up and stand, see at the feast of the Lord the number of those who have been sealed, those who have departed from the shadow of this age, of this world, and have received glorious garments from the Lord. Take again your number, your full number. Hold on, your full number, O Zion, and conclude the list of your people who are clothed in white, who have fulfilled the law of the Lord. Conclude the list of your people who are clothed in white, who are invited to the wedding, have on the garments, who have fulfilled the law of the Lord. The number of your children whom you desired is full. Beseech the Lord's power that your people who have been called from the beginning may be made holy. And that would refer to those that have these garments, those that have the truth, those that are sealed in the feast of the Lord, which the Lord said, heard not the earth nor the sea until we have sealed the servants of the Lord in their foreheads, as it says in Revelation, the 7th chapter, man. So Baruch 5:1, put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from the Most High forever. Cast about thee a double garment of righteousness, which cometh from the Most High, and set a diadem on thy head of the glory of the everlasting. For the Most High will show thy brightness under every country under heaven. A city that set on the hill cannot be hid. If the salt had lost its savor, how then shall it be salted, right? And it says in Matthew, the 5th chapter, I believe, right? So that's, you are the salt of earth, right? And the Lord's gonna make that city to shine. A city that's set on the hill cannot be hid, man. So the Most High will show thy brightness unto every country under heaven, for thy name shall be called of the Most High forever. The peace of righteousness and the glory of the Most High's worship. Arise, O Jerusalem, stand on high, and look about thee toward the east. That's where the deliverance come. Behold, thy children gather from the west. onto the east by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of the power, rejoicing in the truth, because now the Lord had put you in remembrance, though you once knew this. In the land of captivity, they should what? Remember themselves. So it goes on to say, for they departed from thee on foot and were led away of their enemies, but the Most High bringeth them unto thee, exalted with glory as children of the kingdom in the ships. For the Most High have appointed that every high hill and banks of long continuance should be cast down. That's all the governments, all the white man's kingdoms, and all this bullshit that he got to hear, the heathens. That's the valleys of long continuance and high hills and valleys filled up to make even the ground that Israel may go safely in the glory of the Lord. Presuming the Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter, Israel shall do it in safety alone. All right. Moreover, even the woods and every sweet smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the commandment of the Most High, meaning will be protected. For the Most High shall lead Israel with joy in the light of his glory, with the mercy and righteousness that come from him. Oh, this is where Tolkien got the inspiration to put the second book together. We call the Twin Towers, where the trees. Remember, the trees was fighting for Merry and Pippin. That's where they got it from. Remember here, the woods and every sweet smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the commandment of the Most High. This is what these authors get their inspiration from the scriptures. But anywho, Matthew 22 and verse 11. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. He said unto him, Friend, how comest thou in hither having not on a wedding garment? And he was speechless. And they said the king to the servants, bind him hand and foot and take him away and cast him out to utter darkness, for they shall be weeping gnashing teeth. Look, get this nigga out of my sight, man. And bring me fruit meat for repentance, man. Don't bring me these niggas with no garments on, looking butt ass nigga like Mowgli out here, looking crazy. Look, bring me the best of my men and bring them now, man. Don't bring me these bullshit artists, man. All right, bring me real men, bring me fathers, bring me the future of the new world, man. And them the ones I'm gonna seal in my feast, man. All right. So, anyways, Lord willing, is edifying to the election. I'm gonna leave it there. All right. And with that, I say, Call Halim La Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kakodash, the ones to our apostle teachers. They helped us put on these garments, man, and peace, citation to the elect, man. All right. So, shalom, shalom.